Hi everyone, I am Rustam Lawyer, CEO at Augnito, and welcome to the third episode of RAD Voice, where we discuss perspectives from the radiology community. Today we have a very interesting topic where we're discussing how there's an intense technological disruption happening in many industries, including healthcare. And this is leading to a lot of hope, but it's also leading to a fair amount of insecurity. This really does have the potential to transform everything doctors do, from note taking to medical scans to diagnosis. But the question still remains, can it ever replace a doctor? We believe very strongly that the doctor patient relationship is at the heart of medicine. And we have Dr. Minal Seth, who's been a radiologist for the past 18 years, to discuss her insights on this. So, welcome to RAD Voice, Dr. Minal.
Oh, it's a
And
pleasure, Rustam.
yeah, thanks for giving us this time.
So we have a lot of time in the lockdown now.
Yeah,
Ample of them,
yeah, yeah.
I tell you.
So, there's a lot of advanced algorithms that are coming out in radiology today, with the assumption that it can correctly read a scan and provide a diagnosis. In your view, is the human interaction with a patient important?
Uh, See, Rustam, if you're hinting towards the AI, the artificial intelligence, I would take it with a pinch of salt. I'm not at all saying that it's not useful,
Hmm.
but human interaction with patient will never and should not be replaced. Obviously, you don't want to be treated by a robot, is it? I call myself a clinical radiologist, and I feel proud in saying it. So far, a radiologist is concerned, on the imaging, there are hundreds of things that look similar, and I have the same imaging picture on the CT and MR. So we need to show a path and narrow down the diagnosis for our clinicians. We radiologists are here to help our clinical colleagues like surgeons, the physicians, or say neurologists, chest physicians, in
Yeah.
reaching a diagnosis and not increase their burden of giving them number of differential possibilities. So when I view a case on my screen, say CT or MR, for me it's at most important to know how the patient walked in inside the CT room, whether he was wheeled in, whether he was on a stretcher, or he himself walked in inside the CT room. That's all these smaller things that I look into. Whether he himself gave the history or there was accompanying somebody because he couldn't give the history, he gave it. So at the back of the mind, I have kind of already, so before that, I also dig into a lot of these files, go through it personally. So before that, once the patient's on the room, I've already at my back of mind made some clinical diagnosis and go ahead with the scan. Uh,
No.
so this each and every that small detail, if something is missed, I know that I'm going to do a blunder by not helping the surgeons or the physicians who have had that faith in sending me the patient and wanting me to diagnose it. So
No.
when the patient on the table, also we decide, whether this study is really necessary or something else is what we are looking for.
Sure. Yeah.
You kind of tailor the study, ask my tech to take more thinner slices. So once a patient walks out of my imaging room, I should reach to a conclusive diagnosis. Once he's out of the room, there should be a file saying that this is his diagnosis.
Yeah.
That human touch is the most important, and I don't think so that AI would replace.
Yeah.
So obviously, I'm not saying that it's not a good thing. It's a good screening modality to kind of exclude or segregate mundane work from normal to abnormal scans. In say a very busy hospital, say a government setup where patient to staff ratio is always less, or say in rural areas where availability of expertise is always deficient,
Hmm.
say in larger army camps where you want to come to a kind of quick say that this is normal and kind of out, this patient's out, that kind of don't kind of work into it. So this, it's definitely going to help, but it's not going to replace.
Yeah. And I think the patient as well, wants a human in the loop, all the
Yes,
time when they're
absolutely,
taking this. They're not going to
absolutely.
just trust
Yeah,
an AI straight away, right?
right, right.
So,
So
but
presently also when we are in lockdown, we know, I'm sure everybody who's there locked inside their houses, doing Zoom meeting, doing all these things, we know we miss that human touch, don't we?
for
We
sure,
want to go out, be with the patient, do your work, be with people. That's
definitely.
not going to be replaced at all.
Yeah. Yeah. So, which sort of technologies do you believe are impacting radiology in a positive way? I mean, that you've come across?
Yeah, so I use the speech to text technology. Then we use a lot of these PAC system, the technology that transfers scans from one place to other, so
Yeah.
that if we are a team of radiologists, we can take opinions about from others and whether to come up. So somebody has a difficulty in one case, we can actually quickly transfer the images. That's help. The dependency on a transcriptionist has gone down. Of course, they cannot be replaced. But
Mm.
what I'm saying is, we're not kind of help. We're not left helpless. Okay, now I cannot, because I come from a generation where I have always had a typist or a transcriptionist besides me. You
Sure.
know, obviously, but this is going to be more and more difficult. So speech to text is really, really going to help. It is helping for that matter. So that's something that is an amazing thing that has helped the radiologist, because we come up with two three pages of reports. And I still remember when I didn't have a transcriptionist beside me, she was not well, absent or something like that, and I went ahead, starting to type the report. It at most took me 1.5 hours to type that 2.5 page report. And I said, this is not done. If I'm going to, where I have to report some 30 scans, 40 scans, I cannot waste my time in, writing a 1.5 hour, just typing those 2.5 pages. So obviously, technology has definitely, speech to text has definitely kind of changed the scenario altogether.
No, we're happy to hear that for sure. Um, so, I mean, for people like us who are working and building these type of algorithms for doctors and technologies for doctors, I mean, what is your advice to us as a doctor? I mean, how should we be thinking about it?
uh, Thinking about it, that is your job. You're definitely helping us
Yeah,
in easing our work. 100%. There's no doubt about it. Keep
right.
doing the good work, help us, and that's really going to help us doing more work, you
Sure.
know,
Yeah.
uh, increasing our efficiency,
Hmm.
you know,
Yeah.
and uh, obviously, uh, at any given time, it's always, technology is always going to help us, and we're going to be working with it and
Yeah.
not without it.
Yeah. And I mean, at Augnito, I mean, we've always believed that, I mean, at the core of our technology was always to enhance, to work
Yeah.
together and enhance,
So now
So,
when we're talking about Augnito, let's kind of zero down on, I am the right person to speak to, because I have used another speech to text software, and I kind of know the stark difference between the two. So uh, my generation, who's always seen the scans right in front of the on the screen, and at the same time we kind of dictate the report to the typist,
sure.
that with this previous the previous speech to text technology, I always had this problem of going back to the to where I was dictating, to back to the screen where I was looking at the images, and there was a lag between the two, and you have to kind of remember all those hundreds of findings on the scan and come back. But this there's a feature called micro editor,
Editor.
where you could actually just keep on giving the report. It would be there right in front of you, and as well as scroll through the images. That's something that really changed my way of looking at the speech to text technology. So
Yeah,
that's really helped me. I don't
good
have
about
to
that.
kind of uh, say train my computer or train the software. It just comes in. I think they have a cloud based, y'all have a cloud based technology. So
That's
I
correct.
didn't have to train the software. It auto, and my words were just kind of coming, flowing through. They were taking my whatever my accent is. I didn't have at all any problems. So
Yeah.
it's really changed my way of looking at this speech to text technology. It's really helped me. So at a time where I used to do say 4 reports, with the previous thing, I do 10 now. I could do more, but it's on me whether I want to do it or not. That
That's
has
excellent.
really helped.
Thanks for that.
No,
Glad
but
it's
it's true. Actually, it's nothing. No, there is no buttering here at all.
no,
But
no.
it's true.
Thank you. I mean, it's always
Honest.
encouraging when we're developing technologies like that to hear a statement like
So
that.
as I said, keep doing the good work.
Thank you, thank you. So, Dr. Minal, I mean, how do you sort of, if you're a young radiologist and you're sort of preparing yourself for the future, and in this current environment as well, I mean, what's your advice? Given healthcare is embracing a lot more technology and things like that, what's your advice overall to young radiologists?
Ah, yeah, I'm not young now. Okay, remember, technology is going to help us,
Yeah,
assist us in our work, not replace us.
yeah,
That's the key.
yeah,
It will give an ease to your job. So don't worry. Be a good clinical radiologist. Everything will follow.
yeah.
Embrace technology. Walk hand in hand with it. Keep your egos aside. They are here to help us, not replace us.
No, I think that's definitely the mantra, and I believe very strongly in it as
Yeah,
well.
absolutely, absolutely. We have to work in hand in hand.
Yeah, we gotta work together. That's
Yes,
I
yes,
think
absolutely.
the key
But
of
I always feel, when we were doing our radiology, so I was in KM back then.
no.
Sorry, my undergrad was from KM and postgrad from Science.
Hmm.
So I still feel we would have had some training into technology with radiology would have definitely helped. I feel,
Hmm.
that way. So
Yeah,
yeah, there should be an incorporation of radiologists with the technology, and then come up with the amalgam of both.
yeah. Thanks very much for that insight. Yeah, it's really
Pleasure is done.
yeah. So this really brings us to the end of our little chat, and thanks so much, Dr. Minal, for giving
Thanks,
us this
Rustam, for
time,
calling
and
me.
most importantly, for providing such a great service as well.
Oh, my pleasure.
Yeah. So thanks everyone, and thanks for watching this. If you have any further questions for Dr. Minal or the Augnito team, please leave your comments below. Thank you.